of me? Why do I feel like this?
I'm not taping yet, Max.
I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the day in life and hold it tight. So happy together.
Hey, Peter.
Whenever one object exerts a force on the second object exerts an equal and opposite force on the first. That means the purple car is riding down the highway. There's a green car that's sitting in the middle of the highway. And the purple car keeps on coming and coming and coming. All of a sudden, well, bam! There's a big crash. The forces of the two cars go opposite directions.
This is brought to you by Peter's Lollipops.
Third law of motion states that when one object exerts a force on the second object exerts an equal and opposite force on the first. An example of this is...
Pushed me. I exerted a force onto Ben, and Ben's force exerted it back onto me, which pushed Peter over.
The force the mallet exerted on the drum head caused a drum roll.
Thus, the energy the mallet made on the drum head exerted the force back into the mallet, pushing it upwards.
Force of the tennis ball hitting the net caused the net to go back, but as the tennis ball hit the net, the tennis ball bounced back.
As the ball hit the net pushed the ball backwards, showing that the second force created an equal and opposite force on the first.
The force of the ball hitting the backboard caused the rim to shake and the ball to bounce back in the opposite direction.
When I bounce down on the trampoline, I exert a force on the springs. The energy that I'm putting on the springs causes me to go back up. Rock stars! Yeah!
The force that I exerted on Peter caused him to go backwards.
The force I exerted on Ben caused him to go flying backwards, and for me to go backwards because the force that I pushed on him caused me to go flying everywhere, and then I became Superman.
The force that Peter exerted onto the fence when he jumped onto it made the fence shake. As Newton's third law states, the energy Peter put onto the fence was exerted back into him, making Peter lose his balance and fall backwards. As Newton's third law states, whenever one object exerts a force on a second object, the second object exerts an equal and opposite force on the first object.
When Claire threw the baseball with the softball, the force the baseball put on the softball was exerted back onto the baseball, bouncing it back in the opposite direction as the softball. Quite.